gents and little ladies. This is my first video for my new series, Halloween for Kids, made by Sam, yours truly. Hi! I started the series because I noticed that there aren't several Halloween tutorials for children themselves. So I figured maybe I go ahead and get started on that before I do makeup looks for older people, you know what I'm saying? So I figure maybe I'll do this throughout the year because I don't see much going on. Like, I see it, I really do. I see some, but I just don't see as much as for other age groups. So I figure maybe before I go on to any age group, I start off with kids because, you know, it's them that usually are the ones that are trick-or-treating anyway, so why not? So this is my first look. It is a skull mask and it's so adorable, so tiny. I mean, it could fit a baby's head if you really wanted to, but I don't recommend putting makeup on a baby. That's just me. So let's go ahead and get started with this because this is getting a little awkward. Hello little guys and gals. Now let's go ahead and get this started. As you can see, or probably can see, I have some makeup on my face already. Don't worry about that, that's just from earlier. Let's go ahead and get started with what you need.
Start off with a pencil eyeliner or lip liner. If you're like me and other artists, you find it easier to draw a map and color in the lines than just starting off straight. I recommend a white or a brown pencil since they're much easier to work with than black. Next up, you'll need a white face paint and a black face paint. These are Fantasy Effects paints from Mayron. Super good and super affordable. Do not use a paint that doesn't have the word face or body in front of it. That word isn't there for a reason. It's not safe for skin. Stick to body paints only. You'll need either a white eyeshadow or a translucent powder to set the white paint and a black eyeshadow to set the black paint. Use the white eyeshadow if you want more pigmentation. Of course, you'll need brushes. I myself will use makeup brushes, but you can also use paint brushes. Just be sure whichever you use are clean and safe to use. You will need something to hold your paint. I will use the steel palette I got from eBay at a very affordable price, but you could always use the back of your hand or another flat surface you don't mind getting paint on. Now let's get started. I'm starting off with the center of the ball of my nose. This is my focal point. I'm drawing a straight line with a pencil from my focal point to the sides of my nose, then curving that line up towards the inner corner of my eyes. Only a bit. Then I'm drawing a line under my eyes and curving once I'm about an inch away from my eyes. I'm trying to keep this as symmetrical as possible, but it's kind of impossible with an asymmetric face. Ha! I'm going to draw around my eye and up to my forehead, close to my hairline, and have these two lines meet. It's kind of like a rounded square shape. Now I'm simply just drawing circles around my eyes. One thing I did forget to mention was to have a sharpener nearby. You'll want your pencil to stay sharp or close to sharp when using it. If it gets too dull, the wood will more than likely scratch the child and will make them very, very uncomfortable. Right here, I'm drawing lines to resemble teeth, but you can skip the step since I'll be covering it with paint later. And here, I'm drawing a cute little triangle for the nose. Nothing much. If you make a mistake, simply wipe it off with a clean finger, Q-tip, or whatever you want as long as it's safe for the child's face. Now it's time to paint. I'm squeezing out some white paint onto my steel palette and using a small flat brush with a flat top to apply it. You never want to apply a huge glob of paint at once. You want to layer a thin coat until it becomes as opaque as you desire. I'm going for more of a traditional skull, but if you want to jazz it up, use more colors or a different color scheme. And not sure what happened here, but here we go. I'm contemplating about life after this happened. Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyway, color in the entire skull with white except for the triangle nose and the circle eyes. Before applying a second coat, the first coat needs to dry. Wait or use a fan or a blow dryer to speed up the drying process, and then apply that second coat. Because I like my paint to be very opaque, I did a third coat off screen so this video would be less lengthy. I forgot to show this off, but this is a small eyeshadow brush and I'm using it to pat on white eyeshadow to ensure that my paint is set and will stay in place all day. You want to pat on the eyeshadow, not swipe. Swiping can move the paint around and make it look splotchy. Unless that's the look you're going for, keep the patience you kept so far and pat, pat, pat. Not only will you feel good with the end result, but your child will also look good. Now it's time for the black paint. I'm squeezing some into my steel palette and we'll be using a slightly bigger brush than the one we used for the white paint with a rounded top. Just fill in the eyes. You'll also want the eyes and nose to be opaque too, so layer on thin coats. When they close their eyes while it's dark, the optical illusion of them not having eyes will happen, and that's pretty cool. You can try to make the eyes symmetrical, but at the end of the day, everybody still has a pair of eyes that are different in shape and size. It's obvious for me. Once you've layered to your liking, go ahead and set with a black eyeshadow. Some lids can get very oily and crease very easily, so go ahead and set. Setting will make things better. I'm using the other side of the same brush I used to set the white eyeshadow. Be careful while around the eyes. You don't want shadow getting into the eyes. Tap off any excess powder if needed. This will result in less fallout and will be safer to apply. With a thin eyeliner brush like this, I'm going to fill in the nose with the black. Now I'm redrawing the lines to resemble the little teeth. And that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks for watching.
And this here, little ladies and gents, concludes the tutorial on this skull mask makeup look. And I hope that you all try it out for yourselves, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. I will hope to see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye. Love you all.